What's up, guys? In today's video, we're talking all things money. Yes, I know I've made a lot of videos about astrocartography, but today I'd like to focus on how to use astrology for money or enhancing your income. Now, when I tell people that I specialize in money readings, they're very interested. Like, what does that mean? What do you do? Then a different astrology reading. It's basically just looking at your financial blueprint. That is my dog Sammy making an entrance as usual. It is your financial blueprint that is within your birth chart, and then we also go over your financial transits for the year. Okay, so when you look at any type of content around money and astrology or financial astrology, that term is more related to stocks and investments and how you can kind of use predictive astrology within that realm. So I'm gonna try not to use them interchangeably, even though sometimes I make that mistake. But so when you're using astrology for your personal money, and any content that you may ingest related to this, oftentimes you will see the headline placements like Jupiter, Venus, your MC, which is an angle in your chart, as well as the North Node. So Jupiter obviously is the planet of, I mean, it can bring a lot of prosperity. It's the planet of prosperity, it's abundance, it's expansion, it is wealth, it is, just a lucky planet. So that makes sense. Next, you have Venus. Venus, of course, is related to love, but it's also about what we desire and how we connect to other people. So that can show up with your business or work connections, as well as it's just about magnetizing and attracting that thing. Like, when you really look at Venus in mythology, Venus will stop at nothing to get what she wants. So that's another reason why people will use Venus as one of the main money placements. Next, we have the MC, which again is an angle in your chart. It's usually near your 10th house. And it's talking about how you can be recognized, how you can be, it's like your on stage persona is what I like to call it. So it's about how you can be recognized, how you can show up in the world and really make a difference and what you bring to the table versus other people. It goes really well with 10th house energies as far as legacy, social status, things like that. But specifically with work and career, it can really show you how to shine or in what context you may shine. Lastly, the North Node, that's going to be, again, it's definitely dealing with your, I'm not going to say fate. I like to say more destiny or just your life path for this incarnation. In terms of money, it's going to show you what mindsets you may have to let go of and what mindsets or belief you need to embrace in order to enhance your income and move toward your financial goals. So that's just the main ones that you'll often see with money and astrology. I think each and every planet has something to offer when it comes to money as far as your birth chart. Again, it's just how you like to unpack your money story. But that's not, the planets aren't the only players here, okay? We also have the houses. So within your birth chart, the main houses that really relate to money will be the second house, the 8th house, the 6th house, and the 10th house, which I've kind of already touched on. But the second house is directly related to how you make money. Maybe it's your day-to-day job or how you make money on a daily or a weekly basis. This also has to do with your material possessions, your assets. So think like car, house, stock, if you have any type of precious metals, anything that is of value, land, anything like that, that will be closer to your second house. Then you have your 6th house, which is your daily work habits. It's how you interact with your coworkers. It's your work ethic. Think health, daily routines. All of these things relate to, if you're not, that's why they say health is wealth, which I feel like a lot of us often forget. But if you're not healthy, you can make all the money in the world, but it's useless if you're not healthy and things like that. Or if you don't have a daily routine that supports, the type of money or investments or job or business that you're trying to do, then it's going to be hard to achieve those things. So 6th house is definitely heavily related when it comes to money. Next, we have the 8th house. That is going to be your shared resources in the realm of money. So that a lot of people think like marriage partners, like joint accounts, joint ventures, things like that, like marriage or a business partner. It can be those things, but it can also be down to your roommates. Like I've seen a lot of eighth house activity where people during those transits, people are like, you know what, I don't want to live with anybody anymore. Or like, I love my roommate, but it's just not working out. So think about that as well. It's any type of shared financial resource. This can also be inheritances. This can be debt, loan, taxes. All of these things are eighth house themes in the realm of finances, even down to insurance and insurance policies. Keep that in mind, you know, when you have any type of transit going through your eighth house, because you could have that activation and it could show up in various ways, y'all. Okay, lastly, 10th house, I've already touched on it, but it's legacy, it's social standing, it's, you know, your work, it is career, it is like, I am trying to be at the pinnacle of my career. And that's really the 10th house energy. Like, what legacy do I want to leave in the realm of business and career? And this is more like your CEO energy here. It's like, you know, maybe you're just a clerk right now, but in your mind, this is what you're working towards. And this is how that 10th house energy may show up. Or your 10th house could show you what type of business that you want to have, or what type of position you want to have long term, or what would best suit you. Because some people don't even want a job. Some people don't even want to work. And I get it. I really do. Okay, so now that we are a little bit familiar with some of the planets that are very common with money and astrology, as well as some of the houses, what I really like to focus on in a money reading would actually be like the ruler of some of these houses, or if you have some placements in some of these money houses, that can also tell you a little bit more about your money story, some of the non-mainstream details. For instance, you know, if you have Pluto in your second house, or if you have Saturn in your 10th house, like all these themes will kind of, they'll add, or these planets will take on that flavor, if you will. So like, let's say your second house or your 10th house is in Aries, and Saturn is going to obviously take on those qualities, and that can show up very differently in various areas of life. So you want to look at, you know, what planets, okay, as far as the houses, I like to start with the houses. So second house, what zodiac sign is your second house? And then from there, what planet rules that zodiac sign? So if your second house is Libra, then the planet that rules Libra would be Venus. If Venus is not in your second house, which chef's kiss if it is, but if it isn't, then let's say your Venus is in your sixth house, then how you make money on a day-to-day basis is very, very influenced by how you interact with your coworkers, your health, your daily routine, how you can be of service to others, things like that, because those are all sixth house themes. Okay, when you look at your 10th house, and if your 10th house is ruled by, I don't know, Capricorn. And so your 10th house ruler, well, traditionally, I believe Capricorn does rule, but stay with me. So if you're Aries rising then, and your 10th house is Capricorn, then your 10th house ruler would be Saturn. Now you look at where Saturn is in your chart to give you a better understanding of how your money story may play out. Now, if you look at it from the other approach of just, you know, I want to focus on my Jupiter placements, my Venus placements, my MC, my North Node, all of those things also have a role to play, and you can break that down as well. But I've found the best results when I'm combining both of these methods to really get an understanding of, okay, in what areas of life do I just naturally expand, and what areas of life may I naturally contract? In what ways am I able to magnetize different things or different areas of life? In what ways may I have like a wound with Chiron, or more of a power struggle with Pluto? Or I could just really easily jumpstart wherever in the area of wherever my Mars placement is. So all of these things are good to look at when you're trying to unfold your money story within astrology. Now, astrology should not be used to replace financial planning or the B word, budgeting. I like to say more money dates, but you can use astrology to make these more mundane, traditional things fun. Now, I realize, like, you know, a lot of systems that society preaches isn't fun or didn't work well for me. So that's why I had to implement some of these things. So most people have a set time that they budget. Maybe it's around the time you get paid. Maybe it's a weekly thing. Maybe it's a monthly thing. Maybe it's a bi-weekly thing. You can choose what day you budget to match with the astrology of the day. So Monday is for the moon, Tuesday is for Mars, Wednesday is for Mercury, Thursday is for Jupiter, Friday is for Venus, Saturday is for Saturn, and Sunday is for the sun. So you can go just based off of, for me, Fridays always feel good, that Venusian energy. Sometimes I might knock it up to Thursday, that, you know, I'm ready to expand my money and work with my money and play. Even sometimes on Saturday, because I want to get serious. I want to plan long term. Sunday, you might feel very rejuvenated or have a heavy emphasis on you, because the sun is all about our life force energy. So keep that in mind. Or you can even look at, okay, what planet rules my second house. Now, if you have something like Neptune or Uranus, then just go with the vibes. I don't really know what to tell you. I haven't looked that far as days of the week, if they have co-rulers for Neptune, Pluto, things like that. But go with whatever feels good for you. You can even look at the traditional rulers versus modern day rulers. Go with what feels good to you, but that's another way where you can incorporate astrology into your financial planning and just your overall goal of enhancing your money. So I hope this video helps. If you have any additional questions, feel free to comment below, shoot me an email at assistant@faithgraceinspires.com. Or, as always, I always invite you to check out my blogs, as well as, you know, you can book a money report or a mini money reading or just a full-blown money reading if you just really, really want to get into it. So if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and share with someone who may be struggling with their money, and maybe this approach is a different way for them to not only get to know themselves a little bit better as far as what their money story is, but maybe even it'll help them organize their money. So until next time, I'll see you in the next one.